Hey, I hope that you're doing good today. How's it going? I don't know when you're gonna get this video, but just trust that whenever you do get it, the message is supposed to resonate with you. I feel like whatever collective I'm speaking to today, from the energies that have been coming through recently, there's definitely a lot of people that have been in isolation, highly sensitive people that have been going into isolation during this time. I feel like there has been waves of like almost depression or sadness that you may be experiencing or may have been experiencing. Um, and I just want you to know that this time is meant for you to fortify your values, the things that you want, the things that you need in partners and friendships and relationships. I feel like you're really going through a time of self-discovery and reflection on the values that you really hold and what it is that you would like to see outside of you. I think you're done allowing people to make decisions for you. You're done looking and seeking for that approval from others. And I mean, it's really just part of having those boundaries and getting to that point of, okay, I'm no longer people pleasing. Maybe I'm talking to a collective of people who have struggled with people pleasing in the past. And I mean, to be real, like, we grow up around family, friends, people who help to shape and mold us in our everyday. And, you know, if you are somebody who's very empathetic or even very giving, you may realize, like, you know, you want to give and give to these people around you, but maybe it's time that you finally give back to yourself. And not to be like cliche or anything, because I feel like a lot of people are learning that, like, you have to really pour into you and learn self-love. And I feel like maybe you've been going through a season where you haven't been able to do that for yourself because you just got to the point of giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and it was like an autopilot thing where you just did to friendships, work, relationships. And I feel like you're really pulling back to you during this time and allowing yourself to have that time to breathe and think. But while you're doing that, whether it's you spend 4 hours, 5 minutes, or a whole day, like, I think your thoughts have been resurfacing and you've been feeling the emotions, the grief from how much you've been overgiving to certain situations, okay? And I feel like I'm talking to somebody who has a really good heart. Like, I feel like you're somebody who has good energy, who can really be like a bubbly, fun person, like somebody who really just is the life of the party when you're around the right people, when you're feeling the vibe, when you're around the right energy, okay? I feel like if somebody is not feeling good, or their aura, their vibe is just coming off negative, or they're just not bringing the right energy to the table. Maybe they're just bringing gossip. Maybe they're just bringing problems after problem, instead of like, okay, let's shift this topic. Let's talk about something positive. What are changes that you can make to change your situation? And while you may want to be there to help people through their problems and to be that shoulder to lean on, you also want to be around people that are uplifting, that have motives to get up and do something about their situation. But not everybody is able to do that right away. And I feel like maybe you were in a place like that before, where it's like you couldn't afford to even think about, like, what is it that I can do during this time? Because maybe you were in survival mode. Maybe you were dealing with an environment where you felt like you couldn't thrive. You couldn't see a different way out of, you know, the situation that you were in. So you didn't have time or make space for yourself to think about how you can remove yourself from things and situations that don't feel well to you. I feel like you're really just somebody who is realizing that the people you surround yourself with really have a huge impact on your health, your mental state. You're in your body more, so maybe you're feeling more how your body feels around these people. Or if you haven't, like, go when you are around certain people, pay attention to how your nervous system feels. Like, do you feel anxious? Do you get tight in your chest? Are you having trouble, you know, having a normal breath, you know? I really feel like you are going through like such a transformative time during this time, and a lot of people are seeing you go through this, and you just don't have a care about who perceives you any type of way. Really embodying who you are and not allowing the thought of, what is this person going to think? What is that person going to think? That is what's going to really help you move through this period of almost like feeling guilty. I'm hearing like feeling guilty for removing yourself from these situations, removing yourself from places, people, and even things that just don't feel good to you. Like if you were somebody who is struggling with letting go of a substance, or maybe you've overindulged for some time and you're just trying to come back to a space where you want to prioritize your health, but you're around people who are constantly pushing you to do this. Oh, here, let's do that. Let's do that. Like just calling back your power and saying like, oh, I'm okay. Like, you know, when you feel like you need to, and just seeing how even certain people react around you when you actually speak on these things and say like, I'm not comfortable with that right now. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'm taking some time for me. Like, pay attention to how these people respond to you. If it's in a healthy, supportive way, those are the kind of people that you need in your life. If it's not, then it's like, okay, they're not going to meet you where you're at, and you're not probably going to feel as high vibrational as you could if you surround yourself with people who, okay, like, yeah, we can have some fun, but at the same time, I am, you know, taking a little break, I'm detoxing, I'm giving my body what it needs right now. And you need people that are in support of the changes that you're making for yourself, no matter where you are in your life, especially if they're what's best for you. If you feel like, oh, this is like best for my higher self, and this is going to help me to move in a direction that is going to best fit my life and make me feel more fit. Maybe you're somebody who's working on your fitness during this time as well. You know, you might not be feeling like you're seeing much progress at the moment, but I feel like, yes, if you really keep your focus on the direction of just taking it not just one day at a time, but being in the moment with your day, with your time. What is something that you can do each day to be like, okay, I made myself do this today, and later on you will reap the progress of it. Even if it's like, okay, I get 20 steps in, or I did 20 push-ups, or I did 20 squats. If you have a little bit of time in your day to put a little bit towards your body, because and I feel like maybe I'm talking to some people who may be a little self-conscious about their body. This message is coming through for somebody, so take it. Whatever doesn't resonate, leave it for somebody else who it does resonate with. So much energy that's been coming through recently, but I do feel I'm talking to a collective who has really been in more solitude recently, and the key here is to not get stuck in your thoughts, to not get stuck in your head, to allow this solitude to serve as time for you to ground yourself, to get out in nature, be around people that make you feel good and uplifted. A sense of connection is really important during this time. So if you are exiting relationships, or removing yourself away from people who don't feel aligned, you may be really craving connection during this time. And I feel like as you are taking this solitude time to really pour into you, the relationships that are aligned with where you're at right now, even if you haven't talked to like an old friend in a while, and like because you closed yourself off from a lot of people because of being in an environment you didn't feel well in, like reach back out, ask people how they're doing, like start pushing yourself out there. Maybe you're somebody who struggles with a little bit of social anxiety.